Good morning. It's Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. My name is Jerry Morgan. We are here to practice Xingyi's 12 Animals. We have a little bit more analysis of the movements that I gave yesterday for this morning's class. Let me fix the chair here. As I was walking over this way, I have a table over here that you can't see now. Because here's what's in the frame, right? So, the announcement that I had made yesterday about my trying to get some software and stuff installed and get it working, it's working. It's not ready, not yet. I should have a couple things ready today. I had a couple of things that I had to try and to see, is this going to work? Is that going to work? How is this going to, what can I do with this, right? What are the tools that I have to both install, and use whatever that tool happened to be. And there was a couple that looked really great, but not. So, I have one that looks good, works well, tried and true. That's what we're going to use. So, that will be up on the website, and I will make an announcement again tomorrow about that. This is for asking questions. You will have to register. Right now, it's going to be free. I may start charging for that, and I'm looking maybe $10 a year. Not much. Enough to help me keep the site going and keep the site running is kind of what I'm hoping for. And with that, there'll be this, again, a discussion board question and answer opportunity, where instead of my spending more time on the discussion of a question or the discussion of a particular point in this session, we can move that to another location. We can move it to a in tech speak, we're going to call it async comms, asynchronous communication. So I don't have to be there when you ask the question, and you don't have to be there when I answer it, but we can both have that exchange via a tool. Part of that is good here. Too much talk, not so good. That's part of why I'm looking at installing some software, so that as I have something that needs to be discussed, right? I've talked about fundamentals, I've talked about philosophy, we've talked about quite a few things here, that I can move that discussion to that online forum. Other people can look at the answers too. It'll be good. All right, I've tried this before, way back in the day. Site's been online since 1995. 96. November 17, 1996, I believe. All right, and there's been different developments in technology over that time. Back in the late 90s, 98, 99, I had tried to install a discussion board software. It was okay. Couple things that I did reasonably well, a couple things that I did not do well. I'm going to try and correct those things this time around. That opportunity to see what you did and correct it. Put the coffee down, we'll get started. that habit, that way of looking at things where you pay attention to what you're doing and then reflect on it, right? To say, well, what did I do? And being honest with yourself. It's looking in the mirror, and there's nothing in that mirror is going to lie to you. The mirror will not lie. It won't. What did I do? Whatever happened, happened. It was good, it was not good. What did I do? If I want to improve what I did, if I want to change what I did, if I want to make it better, if I want to not make that mistake again, whatever it was I did, right? I understand, I know what I did, I understand what I did, and I'm analyzing what I did to say yes and no. Yes, this was good, no, this was not. Now, what am I going to do about it? What am I going to do about it? Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. We're going to work on that today. Stand straight. Bend the knees. Open the arms. Wiggle fingers. Pull up through the center. Pull up through the crown of the head. Hands circle to the front. Back around to both sides. Up along the center line. And reach out. Roll through. Keep the movement smooth and continuous. Pull up. Reach out. One more time. Yeah. Roll up. The elbows drop down. Wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Okay, this analysis. What did I do? What did I do? Pay attention. I'm gonna go slow. This is what we worked on yesterday. And I'm just gonna do the first section up to Xingyi Twelve. Just the first section, all right? So, right foot back, left foot front. We just finished Peach 1, right? Sink, both hands circle, open, step left, behind right, split down, step through. What did we just do? What did we just do? There are multiple correct answers. There are. And think about it for a minute. You had to have been here yesterday, right? You had to have watched yesterday's class. You had to have been here yesterday. Dragon. Xingyi Twelve. So here. Go this way. And here. Not here. Now. Here. This hand is going to come around for Hung Chuan in the next move. the sequence that we just did, sequence I just showed, we're going to work on this. Dragon, golden rooster, golden pheasant, Xingyi Twelve. As we move through each change, right here, we're going to work on that. We're going to work on it. Hang on. This is the difference between basic movement, what we need to do in the outer form, in the shape of the form, in the movement itself, the physical body. What are we doing? What's this movement? And then the second one is to use the waist and the lower dantian, as well as gravity and this idea of releasing, pulling in and releasing to complete this next move. Okay. So we have the transition from what we were doing previously, tiger, to what we're doing now, dragon. The way the dragon moves is different than the way the tiger moves, right? The way the golden pheasant moves, the way the golden rooster, golden chicken, G. The way, pick one, the way the golden pheasant moves is not the same as a dragon, but there's a little bit of similarity. There are some things we should pay attention to as we are moving, right, that are not necessarily obvious, but are quite important. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about right now. So, I'm going to explain this idea of what's important, what to pay attention to, and then we're going to work on this opening. Hang on. Alright, so I'm here, I'm going the other way, right? I'm here, and as I'm thinking about what I'm going to do, my focus is on the skip jump, right? I left out something. I did. I did. Did you see it this time? I did it on purpose. I left it out on purpose the first time. Pretty sure that was clear this time. Paying attention to what you're doing as you move through. Everything matters, right? Now, it might be the case that as I'm moving in my circumstance, right, that My goal is to travel. I want to go this way. I don't have to worry about anything over here. I want to go this way. Right? Same move. I'm paying attention over here. Same idea. Right? In my practice, I don't want to leave that out. No, I don't want to leave that out. It matters. It's not there for decoration. It looks nice. It does. But there's an opportunity there. So as we move through, we're taking this apart right now. As we move through the series, the intent behind and the way that we move makes a difference in how we execute the move, whether or not we leave the ground, how far we leave the ground, and what it looks like when you do leave the ground, right? That skip jump is doing two things: up and across. Okay? So as we move, we can take advantage of what's already there. As I step up here, I'm here, step here. Let me try it again. Here we go. One, step here. I can decide to leave the ground. I can decide to focus here. I need to not leave this out in practice. Lean a little forward there on that one. And we're back to the yellow bar. I have no idea. One more time. Okay, so I have made multitudes of multiple adjustments here. This thinks it's fine, but this one doesn't. Hang on. All right. My apologies, y'all. Give it a minute. All right, right now it looks good. I'm gonna go on. I apologize again for the technical issues. I'm hoping that part of what I'm doing with the new tools on the website and some of the other things that I've got that go along with that will help to address some of these issues. Money always helps, right? Okay, so anyway, as I was talking about, as we move through, there are a couple opportunities here we don't want to forget about, we don't want to overlook, and we don't want to lose in the process, right? As we step through this, pay attention here, now pay attention here. What am I paying attention to? In practice, I don't need to pay attention to something necessarily. I need to pay attention to where I'm going and what I'm doing. Here it is. Everything all together, paying attention, here I am. That focus and that sense of being present in the movement, in each part of the movement, makes all the difference in how the movement can be used, how effective it might be, and in general practice, does it feel good? Because that's part of what we want. It really is. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Seriously. If I didn't like what I'm doing, I would not have been doing it for all the time that I have been doing it, right? It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. You have to like what you're doing. And more than that, there need to be times when you really enjoy it. That's what will carry you through the times when I don't really feel like practicing today. And get you up and going the next day to go do some more. Really. It's a very, very powerful tool. All right. This first part, slowly. In the direction that we should be going, right? So we were here. Circle, step, skip, down, step through, okay? This series, at the beginning, okay, here we are. I'm going back to this and I'm going to turn around and we're going to do it together. All right, right here, left hand is up, more or less middle tongue in. Lower hand, lower tongue in. Left hand clockwise, in and down, right hand counterclockwise, in and up. Hand position changes, right? And this should be solid. This is useful. No? Yes. Don't do this. Here you go. Alright? It's useful. As you move, the hands change position. Sink and twist in both directions. Well, twist in both directions. What? Turn the waist. Turn here and turn here. This one goes this way and this one goes this way. This is not beginner level. Alright, the concept is that the lower dantian can be represented by the yin-yang diagram. So the dark and light, yin is dark, yang is light. Two swimming fish, and they swim together, and you can move them independently and you can move them together. That twist, that is part of what we're using here. The physical movement, pull in through the abs. The small muscles that cross the hip into the ribs. Okay, so small muscles from here to here, small muscles from here to here. Pull those up. Pull this in. Turn this side of the hip from the inside, not from the outside. It's not over here. That's turn your butt. I didn't say turn your butt. I said turn your hip. Here. Oh, it's different. It takes a lot more concentration to try and do that. All right? And it comes from not the outside of the hip. It's not out here. It's here, inside the hip. Pull in and turn. That movement becomes smaller and pulls in tighter so that it's easier to move. Sink, twist, open. Right? Each one. Slowly. Sink, twist to the right, twist to the left, and open. Sink. Okay? As you complete the move, stop. Allow your hands to keep that energy that you've started here to extend. This doesn't become weak. There's a lot of strength in both arms all the way through the back. As we sink at the very end. I've exaggerated it, but that's, you need to be able to see, right? We sink at the very end. That's a little bit like sending a roller coaster down the track to come up. Okay? So you sink and extend. That roller coaster is a whole lot smaller, and it's right here, lower dantian, right? 3 times, slowly. Each one, right foot back, left hand front. Sink, pull both hands in, sink more, twist, twist, and open. Each one. Sink, pull in, hands change, twist to the right, twist to the left, and open. One more time. Pull in, sink, twist, twist, center. And 2 more times. Just a little bit faster. Ready? Each one. Pull in and change. Oh, yeah, it's going to go fast. Just ready. One more. Ready? That extension, that connection through the body is what gives us this move. Okay? If I try to do this with just my arms, I don't care how strong my arms are, it's not, no. Okay? Part of what we want is this move. It's a dragon. And my error message is back. Phooey. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. What I believe is happening, and I'm gonna just take a computer break here for half a second. What I believe is happening is that there is some process running on one of my machines that is taking too much of my processor and too much of my network bandwidth, and I need to, that's what I was looking at before, and I need to go get that adjusted. I need to go get that turned off. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be, and I'm not turning off the entire firewall. It ain't happening. So I'm going to work on that configuration. This is a repeat of a problem that happened before. I thought I corrected it, apparently not. Apologies again for that. I'm going to keep going because what I've seen in the replay is that it's more or less okay. The pauses that I make are there, but the choppiness of the stream is not there in the recorded version. So it's not as bad, I'm going to say it that way. Let me make one more change here, because that it annoys me that that's happening. I'm sorry. I really wish I could get more bandwidth. I'm going to work on the machine in a little bit. Okay? I am. I'm going to work on the machine a little bit. It needs to get done today. Okay? So many things need to get done today. And that's one of the things that is, I am going to mention this. So many things need to get done. Right? In our practice, so many things need to get done all at once. So many things need to get done right now. So many things need to get done today. There are times when that's overwhelming. Right? I got too much, I can't. It's not going to happen. There are other times when it is a challenge. I got a bunch of stuff I need to do today. I'm going to see how much of it I can get done. There are other times when it is a kind of a setup. I got a bunch of stuff to do and I'm going to get it all done. Right? Each of those has a connection Each of those attitudes, each of those perceptions, each of those ways of thinking about the exact same list of things that we need to do. Changes the way that we are able to do them, and it changes our ability to accomplish what we set out to do. If I'm over here in the, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed, I can't do anything. There's times. What do? Wait. Seriously, wait. And you put it aside and you say, not right now. I know I still have to attend to this, but not right now. Right now, I'm going to pay attention to this other thing, right? And then it's not so overwhelming. And you get a couple of those things done, and it's no longer, oh my gosh, I have so many things to do, I can't do any of them, I'm overwhelmed. It's, I've now done a few of these things, and I can pay attention to the rest of them. It's not so overwhelming anymore. And then there are those other days when none of it's overwhelming, and it's set them up, let's go. All right? That way of looking at things, right here in practice, right here, yeah. Paying attention, here we go. Pay attention to lower tongue in and sink, ready, and go. What'd you do? Were you paying attention? What were you paying attention to? Were you paying attention to everything that I had talked about this morning, or were you just paying attention to part of it? Were you just paying attention to my being really loud when I said go? Were you, a little bit, I don't know if I can do this. Yeah, I can see what she's doing, but I can't do that. I'm never going to be able to do that. I'm just never going to do that. Yes, you can. More practice. Pay attention to the waist. Pay attention to the hips. Pay attention to working from inside the hip, not from outside the hip. Don't try to do too much. Try to make the movement small. Just a little bit. Just a little. Pull in and turn just a little. That little bit gets combined with both the dynamic of the movement, physical dynamic of the movement. What are we doing? I'm pulling in and opening. There's a physical dynamic to this. Right? Down in that roller coaster. This hand doesn't go up and out so much. It's down. But that's the idea. That dynamic gives us another dimension to the movement. Are we paying attention to it? Are we just paying attention to, here's my hand, and this hand comes in, both hands pull in, and then open. Nothing wrong with that. It's not complete yet. More to do. All right. I have beat up on this concept, and luckily right now the connection is good. Yay. So, I'm going to keep going. The next movements, right? The next move. With a skip, pay attention to this idea of not putting ourselves at a disadvantage. Okay? So I talked about this a bit yesterday with the idea that as you turn your hand out, you don't want to turn it over this much, you want to turn it over about here. Here you can change. Here you're stuck. And that hurts. Okay? It does. It does. It really does hurt. And if your opponent sticks their little finger up like that, hook it and pull on that harder and it will hurt more. It will. Alright. So, I talked about this idea here. Open, step up, split down. Step through, punch one. As I move through this series, here, 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 I want to pay attention to not putting myself at a disadvantage in any of the moves, right? So as I step up here, where's my right foot? What am I doing with my left? Where's my left foot going to go? And how do I stay centered and balanced through this move as my legs are changing position under me? Okay, so this carries through and this moves. I didn't do a lot with my upper body. I didn't. That's me looking at the camera to double check. I didn't. It went with. It wasn't stationary. That's it. Left foot front. This has to be ready, right? So, as I step left, come down, do this with me. Right foot back, left foot front, both hands at the lower dantian. Step left, put it down, step behind right, step out left. One more time. And let's go this way. Here. Step up left. Cross behind right. Step out left. Turn the right toes. Now, I'm landing, so I'm going to put my foot down correctly when I land, right? Start back here. Right? This comes down. As you step, sink, push up on your left foot. The jump comes up off the left, not off the right. Here. Right? Right foot helps. The left is what brings you up. If you don't go down, you can't get up. If you're too wide, too narrow, right? I'm here. This is where I started. I'm going to go this other way. Alright? I ended up with peach one here. Open. If this foot was not properly placed, when I set here, I'm not going to be able to take that step. That's it. Right? Now, as I carry everything forward, my step can extend. Right? You just saw it. From here. Go forward. Stay here. That's it. Push through from your back leg the same as you would do with any other Xingyi step. Exactly the same. As you set here, be ready to jump. You're going up. This goes up. It's not step, go up, come down, move. It's go up. This here. As I step, look at my legs. I'm exaggerating this. Right? Here. Down. Up. And down. It goes up. Everything goes up. Everything comes down. That in flight shouldn't be empty, and it shouldn't seem awkward or unintentional. And it should feel good. It should be fun. It should. It is actually. I like this step. Alright, so that skip, jump, land, and down more. Right? I'm here. I'm here. Sink, come up, down, and down more. That's the series. Everything all together. Right foot back, left foot front. Each one. Not too fast. Sink, open, step, jump, down, step up, this idea, this pattern, can make all the difference in how you actually execute a move. Understanding what that direction is and knowing how to use the dynamic behind it. The kinetic energy, the physics, geometry. Hey, what's the direction? What's the angle? Where am I going? And we don't use angles all that much, although we do pay attention to them. Most of the movement is along a relatively circular path. So I always have somewhere to go. If it's straight, I can't keep going, and the only thing I can do is pull back. If it's rounded, I can turn, I can move, I can do different things that I couldn't do. So we want a little bit, Xingyi is not nearly as rounded as Tai Chi or Bagua, so pay attention to that. All right, 2 more times, and we have a little bit more. Right foot back, left foot front. Sink, open, step, split, step through. As we step through, pay attention to this, again, this dynamic, because we're coming up again. Alright? The next segment that we have, step through, bone chuan, and twice. Dragon and tiger join together. As we step up, Hung Chuan, right? I'm here. This hand, down here, over here. This one. Watch this one. Alright? That's it. Hung Chuan. From Xingyi's 5 elements. Earth. Metal, water, wood, fire, and earth. This is earth. We're then going to step up with Bone Chuan. And Bone Chuan again, except that instead of just using the fist, right? So I'm here, Hung Chuan, step up, Bone Chuan. I'm going to do Bone Chuan again, right here. And then I'm going to do it again. This 1, 2, 3. Right? But I'm also going to use my foot, right foot. As I step up here, 1, 2, 3. Traveling a little, not really traveling, I could. But my goal is not to travel, my goal is to deliver. Right? Being solid over the supporting leg, being ready to move, and carrying the whole body through the step so that you don't overextend right here. No, don't do that. All right, I overextended the leg. My leg is not that long. Unless I have the momentum behind me to carry that step, it ain't going to happen. Now, I could. I'm going to do this. I'm checking my space here. Hang on. Where do I need to be and what am I going to do here? All right. I don't have enough room. Yeah, let me think about that. Extra punch on the end. It really doesn't carry that much. Now, if I were and I will do this. I promise. I'm going to do this. If I were in open space, no limits, means outside, where I have no wall to run into. I'm not going to go fall off a cliff. I'm not going to run into the trees. I've got plenty of space. And I get going. Yeah, I'm going to probably travel a little bit through that. Actually, I'm probably going to travel through whatever it was I was thinking was in front of me. Which is part of what we're doing, right? So, I'm here. Step with the left, bring the right to the lower dantian, Hung Chuan. Right here, Hung Chuan. There. this ready. Step with the left, right punch, bung chuan. Okay? One more time. Down. Hung chuan. Bung chuan. Punch down. Step up, hung chuan. Step up, bung chuan. I gotta check how far back I am here. How much alright, and step down, right. Xingyi Chimmy. Step up left, hung chuan. Step up left, right fist, bung chuan. It's not as easy to hear my step here as it is in the other studio, and getting the car fixed is still on my list. All right, so that step we need to pay attention to, because what we're going to do next depends on it. Right? So I'm here, step down, step up, step up, solid on the left, stay on the left, put the right down in front, left heel, okay, it's not the toe, I'm going to see if I'm going to slow it down. It's only going to probably go to about 45, okay, with the toe. Not this one. Right? Use the top of my foot to slap upward. No, not doing that. Not doing that with this move. This is the heel. Okay, so the foot comes up, ready to heel, right now, ready to heel. And extend it out. Alright? As you have more flexibility, as you have more range of movement, that leg can go higher. You need the strength to hold it there. You need the strength to put it there. You need the strength to be able to bring it back, because you don't want to leave it there. Right? It's a gift for your opponent. No, don't gift your opponent. Don't. There are other things you can gift to your opponent, but don't give them your foot. Okay? Don't. There's other things you can give to your opponent, but don't give them your foot. If you understand what I just said, and I hope you do, it does make a difference. All right. So as the foot comes up, the idea is straight with the heel. Fist, give or take right about here. There's a couple of opportunities along here, but if you go for the middle right here, good opportunity. Bung chuan is focused on this area, right? We could here. It's not as strong. You're not going to be able to put as much force behind it as if you use drill. Bung chuan. Here's the target area. The heel. Guess where the target area is? From the waist up, more or less. The hands and the arms control. From the waist down, more or less. The legs control. As we move, we make adjustments in which body part is doing what to control what? Right here. This hand, down here by my knee. Leave my knee alone. Split, go away. This hand also, split, and this split just opened up that center, right? The direction, placement, and how you move gives you part of what we want to have in these moves, which is that dynamic and the ability to pay attention to how the move works. How do we focus on this, right? What should I pay attention to? Here. I have to pay attention to my weight being on my right leg. As my foot comes down, I need to be ready to sink and shift all of my weight onto my right leg because I'm going to step with the left, right? Here, right there, I shifted. That little bit opens up the opportunity for me to step into the next movement. The same here. Bang Chuan. Right here. Left. I step in, Bang Chuan. My weight needs to be able to go to my left leg. It does. Okay. As I step in, 60, 40, 60 in the front, 40 in the back, Bang Chuan. Change that to 80, 90, 100, come up. And you need to be solid over that supporting leg so that if you were to hit something with that heel, you don't knock yourself over backwards. The foot goes down in front, not in back, and we get ready for another jump. We're going to turn around a minute. We are? Not today. We're just going to finish this part. I'm going to wrap this up here pretty quick. All right, this series carries through, and it's not as, we'll work on it a little bit more tomorrow. It's not as static as I've made it today. There's a bit more fluidity with it, right? There's the, let me do this one time. And step here and right? That ease of movement comes through a circle. Right here. Circle. If I'm thinking about 1 and 2 and 3, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. If I'm thinking about 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I can move much more quickly. That fist can come out a whole lot faster. That connection and paying attention to the direction, the dynamic and the nature of what we're doing in each move makes all the difference in how we practice, how we develop our skill from, I'm never going to be able to do that, to, well, you know, I got a little bit of it. Let me keep working on. Oh, look at that! I got a whole lot more of it now. It's not so far away anymore, is it? Allow this. Okay. So, take a little piece. Take something small. Work on that. Look at it in 2 weeks. No, not 2 months, not 2 years, 2 weeks. Practice it every day. Whatever, a small thing. It could be this. That's it. Take that move. Could be the jump. Maybe you want to get more ambitious. I used to be. That's part of why I like this jump. Alright? The change. Right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Whatever you practice, repeat it, practice it every day. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So, 2 weeks. You will notice a change. You will begin to feel, instead of, that's not never going to happen. I can't. She got this laundry list of things that I'm supposed to pay attention to. I got to pay attention to my weight. I'm supposed to pay, and I'm looking over here and I'm looking over there, and I got to do what? I can't do all of that. Yes, you can. I can. Little by little, not all at once. Take a little bit. Work on that. Oh, I got this part. I understand this. I understand the physical movement. Right? From here, open. There's more going on inside. But if you practice this with the ideas behind, sink, pull in, open to both sides. If you practice that in 2 weeks, it will feel different, I guarantee you. That's about how long it takes the human body to pick up a new habit. All right? 2 weeks. That move, your choice, pick one. 2 weeks. Work on that move every day. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. Seriously, that's all. 5, 10 minutes. Every day. Could do 2 or 3 times a day, but every day. No more than 5 or 10 minutes. No more. Just that. 2 weeks. You will have developed a new habit that when you put it back into the whole practice, you will start to see things that you can't see today. I need to pay attention to this. I can't see that over there. Right? I'm paying attention. I got to pay attention to this. This is the first step. First thing I have to do. I have to do this. I can't look at this right now. Right? I got this. All right, now I can put this down because I got it. Oh, look. There's something else I can pay attention to. And the skills that I develop in paying attention to that first part, in paying attention to my physiology, the shape of the movement, how the movement travels, right? Paying attention to these things gives you what's next. If I know the way the movement travels, I can carry that movement much more easily and much more smoothly than if I'm struggling with how I get from point A to point B. Right? I can see that pattern. At the beginning, we can't see it. It's not there. We learn to pay attention to it, and then we can apply it. And then we start to develop the skill to build on that dynamic so that we're no longer struggling with how to get from point A to point B. We're using the inherent dynamic in the movement itself to drive through and get to point B. That skill starts with basic practice. Practice. One more time. Not too fast, not too slow. Whole thing. Right foot back, left foot front. Ready? Sink, open, sink, step, down, down more, come up, forward, and 1, 2, 3. All right. Centering, paying attention where we are in space, paying attention to how much space we have. All of these things contribute to what we're doing in our practice. The more we pay attention to one thing, the easier it is to find and pay attention to other things that are also important. I will be back tomorrow with the same series. I'm going to finish it up. A little bit more analysis. We're going to refine the movement just a little bit more. Pay attention a little bit more to how this dynamic actually helps us and how we can tap into it and use it. Thursday and Friday, Qigong. Thursday, basic sets, 1 through 9. Friday, advanced sets, 10 through 18. I hope you'll join me. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.